A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, I would be addressing those people who have not yet met their twin flame. And this is actually coming from requests from some people who are on this channel. And there are also some people who probably told them that since you have not met your twin flame, you can't be in the twin flame journey and it's not for you. However, I would like to have a different opinion over here, and I would like to share it for all those people who have not met their twin flame, or they are not sure about who their twin flame is. They think sometimes it could be this, it could be that. So what exactly is happening to those people? First of all, there are many people who find this information online and they get extremely in sync with it. They resonate with it a lot. So they listen to the podcast, they listen to the channelings, and they also do their inner work. The most important thing about the twin flame journey is not that you have met your DM or DF. The most important thing of this journey is that you need to do your inner work. And this is the only point that many people miss out on. And what they constantly try to do is they try to figure out some shortcut, some easy way wherein they can find a connection or they can get into the union. Getting into the 3D union becomes the prime objective for most of the people. And this is the reason why they are constantly away from it. Because they never experience it. They never experience a 5D union. And they don't even know about the 5D union. A lot of people don't know. They think that there is only 3D union. And if I get married to the person I like, or if I get engaged to the person I have a crush on, or I'm wanting to be with, or my ex or somebody, then I'm in a twin flame journey, which is not correct at all. So let's get started and let's discuss this. For private sessions, personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box. And once you are sure, then write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything about your journey before the reading, so that we can get the best and most accurate answers. But in case of therapies, you have to share with me different facets of your life so that we can heal the wounded inner child, which then leads to a 5D union. Because without a 5D union, 3D union is not possible. And also, if I know everything about your twin flame journey, then how will I do the best reading? In order to do the most unbiased and most solution oriented reading, I don't need to know anything, but we will discuss the journey during the reading. Okay. Now you can also get my book In the Name of Love. This book has 5 channel twin flame stories, which is based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate, and the link is also given in the description box. And one very important thing is that this journey is based on Ascension lifestyle. And Ascension is a lifestyle. Okay. Once you start living this type of lifestyle, you will realize how important it is for you to be at your natural self, not as how society perceives you, but as how you should really feel and be in your own self, in your own authentic state. Now, one more thing that plays an important role in this journey is that for every single person, certain type of stage plays a very important role. I find it very interesting that in the story of Shiva and Parvati, the first stage, which is the stage of recognition, had played such an important role. Because Shiva took a long time to recognize Parvati. She was a reincarnation of his first wife, Sati. And after his wife's death, he was very heartbroken. And also because just how it happens in our twin flame journey with most of us, we don't get acceptance from the society or from the world around. Because people in twin flame journey, the twin flamers are so different. They are so different and unique than other people that normal people and their own family members, they find it very hard to understand who they are and what their nature is like. And since childhood it plays along, because they are different. And when I say different, I don't mean like normally how everyone is different. Now, for example, if you look at Shiva, and I would tell people to study the story of Ram and Sita, Shiva and Parvati, and Radha and Krishna thoroughly. Because if you will read these 3 stories, these are the best examples of twin flamers who lived on planet Earth in different formats of relationships. But the most important thing is love. Why are we doing all this? We are not doing this for some time pass and fun. We are doing this so that we find out the source of love that runs within us, in our hearts, in our soul. Technically, if you look at anybody, we are all on our own, which most people don't want to accept because of the reptilian programming that has been done, because they want people to stay trapped on planet Earth. They don't want people to ever find liberation. So there are so many illusions and delusions that are spread around the concept of love. Okay. Now, I can tell this to you from my own experience that for me, the love that comes from animals is the best type of love. Best type of love. I have honestly never experienced such pure unconditional love from anyone. And the more I did inner work, the more I was doing this deeper and deeper and deeper, the more I started feeling very close to animals. Very, very close to animals. If I sit next to a snake also, I have not come across a snake that has bitten me yet. I've sat next to a snake for say 1 hour. But if I do this stunt in front of normal people, they might find it a little hard to accept. Or they might find it a little hard to accept that there is a girl and she has to live with dogs all day long, or she has to meet some animals, or she carries a squirrel on her shoulder. Even my own family used to find it a little hard to digest at one point. When I was a very little child, when I was a baby, literally a year and a half old or something, I used to live with, like, many animals used to come and sit around me. Under a tree outside my house, there used to be one big tree, and I used to sit. It was not a tree, it was like a huge creeper that had sort of formed itself into a tree, like how when creepers grow very big. So my parents, my mother especially, not my father, my mother used to get really worried about it. She used to get very scared for my life. She used to feel, what if a snake bites her? And we used to live in a mountain house, so it was very common for animals to come. So they cannot accept it, and it's not their fault also, because they also want to protect you and they have not come across such a situation. For them, it's a new situation. I'm giving my example, but I know most of you have these strange quirks, okay? Most of you have it. And I know it because I talk to a lot of people, and why they are in pain? Because they suppress it. Because they suppress it in order to become acceptable by other people. And in doing so, it becomes more and more difficult, for them. Now, if somebody gets into this journey without meeting that twin flame, it doesn't mean that they don't belong to this journey, or the twin flame journey is not doing any good for them. That's not true. Because technically, it's all about finding who you are. If you're able to find your truth, if you're able to find out who you are, or if you give it more importance, then you will see that there will always be some people who will like you romantically. They would want to be with you, they would want to date you, but you're not very sure about it. You don't know if I get married, if I get engaged, or if I, put a Facebook relationship status. How will it make me happy? How will it help me in my quest of finding who I am and what is wrong with me exactly? So when you read Shiva's story, it's amazing, it's beautiful, and I really loved it. It gave me so much strength at one time, because Shiva is also an animal lover. He's a big time animal lover. And I could feel that, there are so many people who are animal lovers. Even when I was finding it hard at one time, I used to meet a lot of other dog lovers, all people who take care of street dogs. And when I would sit and talk to them, they would tell me that even they face problems in their households. Like, there are people who got divorced because of their animal love. Why? Because their partners or, the other people were embarrassed of them. They were embarrassed that these people are rescuing, street dogs or street cats, or, going and applying medicine on the cows and giving food every day, leaving all their everything important work. They'll go and feed animals in the morning, in the evening, twice or once in a day, or they will take out a huge sum of their salary or their money and they would give it away for animals. And sometimes these people also, they were doing it not wholeheartedly, they were doing half-assed, because they are also scared. So when you do something half-assed or you do something 50% only, then too it doesn't do good to you, because you're neither here, neither you are there. It's like in Hindi we have this statement, so this, the washerman's dog, neither it stays with the washerman, neither it has a permanent home. So you're neither here, you're neither there, something like that. So now what I'm coming to in this channeling is that if anybody gets into the inner work and they find out about the twin flame situation, and they really resonate with it, that's because they are actually progressing faster. Let me tell you that. Why? Because twin flame, the meaning of twin flame is the balance of feminine and masculine energy within a person. So first, this masculine and feminine balance, this energy balance happens within you individually. And after that it happens after that it happens in the outside reality. You start seeing the effects of it, or you start seeing the changes. Okay? For some of the people, they have been in relationships, they have dated other people, or they have even been married, or they got divorced, or they have their experiences. So they understand that the romantic connection is not for them. They don't no longer want to be in a romantic situation. So what happened with Shiva also, that he was a certain type of a person. He used to have dreadlocks. He used to wear this skin of the dead animal he would find in the forest. He would have a snake. His best friend was a bull called Nandi, and he always carries a snake around his neck. Like how people wear ornaments, Shiva carries a snake on his neck. So when Sati, who was his first wife, when she fell in love with him because of his purity, because of his childlike innocence, because of who he is. He's very natural, very pure person, just how, totally authentic person is like. Okay. So when she fell in love with him, she fell in love with his reality. Okay. But her parents, her father did not accept Shiva, especially the father, and he would always create some nasty situation for them where he would insult Shiva. He would insult Shiva for him to be his authentic self. He could not accept it that somebody, such a strange character is there, with his dreadlocks, and, he smokes hashish, or I don't know if he used to smoke it, because I haven't read it, but he used to consume cannabis. So he would say he consumes cannabis and he has these dreadlocks and he is, hanging out with the snakes and hanging out with the bulls and living in the forest, and what type of a man is he? And I'm a king, and my daughter is a princess, and my daughter is this beautiful princess whom I have raised with all this love and all this affection. How is she going to live in the forest with this weird man? He would insult Shiva a lot. And due to that insult only, Sati died. Because she could not take that insult anymore. She was so upset that my father constantly insults my lover, the person who matters so much to me. He's constantly abusing him and accusing him and insulting him in front of all the other people, all the other gods and goddesses. And Shiva is called, Devo ke Dev, means he's the most superior or most amazing Dev. So everybody bows to him. Now her own father is disrespecting him. So Shiva was also very hurt at one point, and he thought to himself that, I'll just be alone. I don't want anyone. I don't need anything. So he went into very deep meditation. He was simply unable to be discovered by others. No one could find him, and everyone was very worried for him. Especially the preserver Vishnu was very worried for him, because he did not want to see Shiva like that, in that condition. So why do we talk about the twin flame journey or the ascension work or the inner work? Is because most of us have gone through this. Most of us find it very hard to get accepted by other people for our quirkiness, for our nature, for who we are. Somebody I know loves plants a lot. Literally, they love plants like plants are pets for them, okay? And they spend their whole day thinking about the plants, taking care of the plants, tending to the plants. If one plant by chance dies or withers or is not in a healthy situation, they feel very anxious, they feel very sad. Now, if a plant is dead and this person is so sad that they are literally anxious and they are not able to focus, the other family members would be like, wow, what is wrong with you? After all, it's just a plant. So that person says, this plant is like my child, okay? I have taken care of this plant and the plant has been with me for at least 2 years or 3 years. So please don't speak like this. Now the plant is dead, I'm feeling very bad about it. So for a common person or a normal person, this type of love for a plant, they cannot accept it, they cannot understand it. So they start making fun of this person. If the person gets affected by all these things, by other people, it means that they need to do inner work, more inner work. The more you get affected by other people, it's like a validation that you need to get into your inner work mode. Now, for some people, this inner work is triggered by the divine masculine or the divine feminine, who we cannot fully say divine. Even the word divinity cannot be used with them, because there are so many imperfections and so many problems with them at that time, that in order to become divine, they need to do inner work. So this inner work is triggered by a person in some cases. And in some cases, no person is needed to trigger it. It just gets started on its own. The person just feels like, okay, I just have to do something. And they start reading about the twin flame world and they resonate with it. Technically, anybody who is doing this work with pure heart, with reality, with their everything put into it, they will get resonated with this journey. Because, as I said, in everybody's case, all stages are different and all stages have an importance. In case of Shiva and Parvati, it was the recognition stage that was very important. Imagine, it is the first stage for many people, right? But for them, because he was not recognizing her. She tried a lot, she convinced him a lot. And when she completed her side of the journey, her part of the journey was done. Because she went into inner work mode and she spent all her time over there. And initially when she had started the inner work, she felt that she wanted to get Shiva ASAP. And she was doing it all to get him. But the more she did inner work, that objective went away, out of the window. Okay. Now it was all about her inner work. She wanted to ascend. And when she had released the desire to even get Shiva, for whom she had started the inner work, that's when Shiva recognized her. He recognized her, and immediately, because she had done everything, she had surrendered, she had harmonized within herself, everything she did all by herself, all the stages of the twin flame journey, Parvati completed by herself without Shiva coming back to her. And in the end, when she was in union with herself, that's when he recognized her. And he said, oh my God, that's my wife, that's my ex-wife, and she's taken birth again, and now she was Sati and now she's Parvati. So I must go back to her, I must apologize her, I must say sorry to her. And then he goes, the same person who was refusing to even talk to her, the same person who had rejected her so many times, the same person was now approaching her, saying sorry to her. He said, I didn't recognize you, I've hurt you a lot, I'm sorry, let's get married. Okay. Now this time, when they get married, this time Shiva also is not in the zone that I am not acceptable or something is wrong with me. Though he was very worried too initially, because Parvati was again a princess, so you have to do it all over again. She was once again reborn as a princess. Last time also she was a princess and it was so difficult. This time again she's a princess. So what if her father, who's a king, or mother, who's a queen, they are going to make fun of me like they did last time. They're going to embarrass me or they're going to insult me. But now Shiva was not in that zone of fear. This time even his fear was gone, because he was doing his inner work individually and she was doing her inner work individually. And then they came together. And then a lot of people think that after marriage, when two twin flamers get married, they never get separated. This is also a bigger myth. That doesn't happen. If you lose your inner work, if you don't live your ascension lifestyle, again there will be a runner-chaser dynamic. Marriage or no marriage doesn't matter. And this is the reason why I tell people that marriage, it happens in your heart. It is not a legal paper. It is not something you sign. Because when you commit to someone, you commit from your heart and soul, and then automatically everything happens. You take all the right steps, you do all the work, you do, all the action, everything happens. But if you are not committed within, even if you have 10 different formats of marriage, 10 different styles of marriage, if you are not committed within with someone, you will not be committed and you will always have a problem. Okay? So, doesn't matter if you have met your twin flame or not. What matters is that you are doing your inner work or not. And the more you do inner work, the more you surrender, the more comfortable you become with who you are. And even other people start liking you for who you are. And we are not obviously doing this work so that we get validation from others. We are doing this work so that we find peace within ourselves. You want to run after peacocks, you want to make paintings, you want to climb the mountains, you want to save even little earthworms or bees, you want to save the dogs, or you want to save the cows. You just want to do something for the community. You want to take care of old people. You want to take care of women or children, or you want to grow more plants on the planet. You want to clean the water. You want to do something, you want to do something. The more you do those things that come from the core of your soul, the more you are going to be closer and closer and more successful in your twin flame journey. Whether somebody triggers it, a man or a woman triggers your inner work or not, doesn't matter. But it will happen, and it does happen. And for some people, they find a person. So one fine day, they just find a person. And I don't want to again romanticize this whole concept, but they find someone who thinks like them, who believes in what they believe in, who want to do what they want to do, or even if they have a different, habit pattern or something else they like, but they really accept you and they love you for who you are. They truly love you for who you are. So, the twin flamers, there's one thing common in the divine feminines I've noticed. When they love the masculine, when they love their man wholeheartedly. They love that person without any they don't see anything imperfect. Everything is perfect for them. Okay, that's how they love. That's how they love a person. And they build up a person and they give confidence. But if the other person is not like that, then what can you do? Any relationship, any twin flame relationship turns false when the feminine is loving that person a lot more, but the other person does not accept her as who she is. So this acceptance cannot happen, is not happening one way only, okay? Now, when she starts accepting her fully, when she starts loving her fully without needing somebody's validation, and say this person, whosoever it is, turns into a false connection, a false twin connection, then she will still meet the twin flame and still she would be doing the inner work. Still she would go through all of those things, because inner work is a lifelong pattern. Every single day you have to do your inner work. And when you do inner work, it is not supposed to be ritualistic in nature. It is not like how you eat food every day, you take a bath every day, you dress up every day. It's not like that. Some people think that that's how you do inner work. It's not a ritual. Inner work is a spiritual work. It's not ritualistic work. Okay? So on this note, I would be closing this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.